We are ready to talk about instructions for Review and Preview 5.3.4. Our first question is question 101, and we are asked to find the area of the shapes below. For part A, you can tell it is a parallelogram, so all we have to use are the base and the perpendicular height. For part B, we have a trapezoid. So if you'll remember from our lesson, we talked about going halfway up the trapezoid, slicing it across, and when we rotate that part over either direction, we've got a parallelogram. So to be able to find the area of that trapezoid, we have to know the length of the top and the bottom. And since we went halfway up and cut it across, we've got to know half of the height. Those are the parts we need to be able to use to find the area. For both parts A and B, make sure you remember to label your answers. They're both area, so they should both be square units. For question 102, we have three parts that are all addition. We've got a positive and a negative. So be sure you think back to your number lines with your frogs. If it's a negative, it's a hop to the left. If it's a positive, it's a hop to the right. So keep that in mind and decide where the frog would land to get your answer. On question 103, you are asked to make some portions webs. So for parts A, B, C, and D, portions webs, remember you're going to have your fraction, your decimal, your percent. Don't forget the words or pictures right there in the middle for all four. On question 104, they are asking you to write an algebraic expression that represents the length of what's below. Keep in mind you need to use the variables that they give you, and it's really just as simple as this plus this plus this, or combine what you can to make it a simpler expression. All you have to do is write the expression. Last one, question 105. We've got some decimals and we see some adding, some subtracting, and some multiplying. Make sure when you're doing your adding and subtracting, you line up your digits and your decimal points. And then remember that when you're doing your multiplication, ignore the decimal points and multiply like normal. Then you can go back and count the number of digits behind decimal points. And that tells you how many places to move to the left once you have your answer at the very, very end.